Good afternoon, boys and girls. This is Mr. Darius Daka. Welcome to another exciting class. My name is Mr. Darius Daka. So, boys and girls, if you have got any questions, you can SMS me using the line 0970-703139. You can SMS me using the line 0970-703139. Boys and girls, if you remember in mathematics, last week we looked at how to round off. Just a reminder, boys and girls, on how to round off. Last time I told you to say, if you're rounding off, for example, if you have got 70.15, okay, if you have got 70.15 centimeter, and then you are told to round off to the nearest centimeter. What I said, boys and girls, is that these are called centimeters and those are called millimeters. Okay, these are called centimeters and those are called millimeters. So, boys and girls, I told you to say, if you're rounding off to the nearest centimeter, what you do is you get one from there, then you put it there. So I said, if you're rounding off to the nearest centimeter, check the next number. You check the next number. So if the next number is between 0 and 4, what you're going to do is you're going to round down. If the number is between 5 and 8, what you do is you round up. So since this number is between 0 and 4, what you do is you round down. So the answer becomes 70 centimeters. I remember, boys and girls, I also gave you something like change 12 centimeters, okay, change 12 to the nearest centimeter, or to the nearest 10, okay? Change 12 to the nearest 10. So what do you do with this number, boys and girls? What you do is, since the number that we are focusing on is 1, okay, so you check the next number. Is if it's between 0 and 4, you just you round down. So there the answer was 10 to the nearest 10. Okay, the answer is 10 to the nearest 10. So, boys and girls, that's what we looked at last week. All right, so boys and girls, in our today's lesson, we are looking at ratio and proportion. So for those who want to be part and parcel of online classes on Facebook, grade 8, 10 and 11, you can be part and parcel of those classes, boys and girls, by contacting the line that is scrolling on your screen. Okay, you can contact the line that is scrolling on your screen, and people will be there to help you. So for any SMSs, boys and girls, you can SMS me on 0970-703139. You can SMS me on 0970-703139. Okay, so let's go to today's lesson, boys and girls. Like I said, we are talking about ratio and proportion. We are talking about ratio and proportion. Before we go to our topic, boys and girls, let's define what ratio is. What is ratio? Okay, what is ratio? So, ratio is when you compare two or more things in relation to one another. Okay, ratio is when you compare two or more things in relation to one another. Okay, let's in this case, let's talk about the ratio of sow to piglets. Let's talk about the ratio of sow to piglets. Okay, so for example, you can say the ratio of the sow, the ratio of the sow to the piglets, is 1 to 6, okay? Which means there is one sow for every 6 piglets. All right? So, boys and girls, I've taken the ratio for sow to piglets, okay? The ratio of the sow to the piglets is 1 to 6. The ratio of the sow to the piglets is 1 to 6. Okay, so which means there is one sow for every piglet. There is one sow for every piglet. So what does it mean, boys and girls, if we say there's only one sow for every piglet? What it means, boys and girls, is that for every one sow, okay, for one sow there are 6 piglets. For another sow there are 6 piglets. So, for example, if we have got 2 sows, it means we are going to have 12 piglets. But for now, since we have got one sow, meaning that one sow is equals to 6 piglets. All right. So, boys and girls, I want you to follow me as I'm explaining. So, the ratio of the sow to the piglets is 1 to 6. Okay, so boys and girls, there are 3 ways in which we can write ratios. There are 3 ways in which we can write ratios. Number 1, so we can write ratios. Okay, we can write ratios as follows. Okay, we can write ratios as follows. Number 1, we can write ratios in words. Okay, we can write ratios in words. Okay, in words as 1 to 6. So we can write ratios in words as 1 to 6. Okay, we can write ratios with a colon. We can write ratios with a colon. Okay, we can write ratios with a colon as 1 to 6. Boys and girls, this is a colon. That is a colon. So we can write ratios with a colon as 1 to 6. Okay. We can also write ratios as fractions. Okay. We can write ratios as a fraction. Okay. We can write ratios as a fraction, which is 1 over 6. Okay, which is 1 over 6. So boys and girls, you can choose any method that you want to write ratios. You can write ratios in words, which is 1 to 6. If you want, you can write ratios with a colon as 1 to 6, like that. If you want, you can write ratios as a fraction, which is 1 over 6. Okay, we can write ratios as a fraction as 1 over 6. So boys and girls, it's important for you to know that if you are dealing with ratios, the units must be the same. Okay, the units must be the same. For example, if you have got 1 kilometer, okay, if you've got 1 kilometer, and then for example 1 kilometer to 500 centimeters. 1 kilometer to 500 centimeters. Boys and girls, if you check, these units are not the same. These units are not the same. These are kilometers and those are centimeters. So you can't solve a question like that. What do? You need to change both answers to the same unit. You need to change both answers to the same unit. So meaning that you can change 1 kilometer to centimeters. You can change 1 kilometer to centimeters. For example, we know that 1 kilometer is equals to 1,000 meters. Okay, 1 kilometer is equals to 1,000 meters. All right, so let me just write this one as meters as well. Okay, so 1 kilometer is equals to 1,000 meters. So if 1 kilometer is equals to 1,000 meters, it means that our 1 kilometer there will be 1,000 meters. So we are going to write it as 1,000 meters to 500 meters. So it means that both ratios are the same. Both ratios are the same. So if the ratios are the same, it is if the units are the same, it is easier for you to do what? To divide. If the units are the same, it is easier for you to divide. All right. So boys and girls, I hope you've understood. Let's go to our examples. We go to our examples. Okay. So these are our examples. All right. So number one says the number of girls in a grade 6 class is 25. Okay, and the number of boys is 15. All right. Express this as a ratio of boys to girls. Express this as a ratio of girls to boys. Of girls to boys. Right? B. Express this as a ratio of boys to girls. Express this as a ratio of boys to girls. Number 2. At a party, there were 9 children. There were 9 children and 3 balloons. And 3 balloons for each child. Write down the ratio children to balloons. Write down the ratio children to balloons. Okay, so let's find our answers now. All right, let's find our answers. Okay, so boys and girls, if at all you've got any questions, you can SMS me using the line 0970-7031-39. You can use 0970-7031-39. Boys and girls, you must understand that our GMF online classes, that is Goca, Mulungushi, and Fountain Gate classes, are on Facebook. So please, if you want to be part and parcel of these classes, you can join. Okay, you can join by contacting the lines that are on your screen. All right. So boys and girls, let's get back to our examples. So the number of girls in a grade 6 class is 25 and the number of boys is 15. Express this as a ratio of girls to boys. Express this as a ratio of girls to boys. So number 1A, let's express that as a ratio of girls to boys. So boys and girls, you must understand that the ratio of girls is 25 and the ratio of boys is 15, or the number of girls is 25 and the number of boys is 15. So if you are going to express this as a ratio of girls to boys, it's important for you to know the way the ratios are appearing. Okay, it's important for you to know the way the ratios are appearing. So in this case, the number of girls starts first, and we know that the number of girls is what? 25. So you write 25 to, okay, and the number of boys is what? 15. So it's 25 to 15. If you want, you can write it as or 25 with a colon to 15. Okay, 25 with a colon to 15. Or if you want, you can write it as 25 over 15. Okay, any of them, any of these ratios are acceptable. All right, let's go to B. Okay, let's go to number 1B. Express this as a ratio of boys to girls. Express this as a ratio of boys to girls. So boys and girls, you must understand that the ratio for boys is what? 15. So it will be 15 to, the ratio for girls is what? 25. It will be 15 to 25, or 15 with a colon to 25, or 15 over 25. So you can express the ratios in this manner. Okay, whichever you want is acceptable. All right, let's go to number 2. Let's go to number 2. Number 2 says, at a party there were 9 children and 3 balloons for each child. There were 9 children and 3 balloons for each child. Write down the ratio children to balloons. Write down the ratio children to balloons. Okay, so at a party there were 9 children and 3 balloons for each child. So boys and girls, for us to find the total number of balloons for the 9 children, we need to multiply, because the question is telling us to say the number of balloons for one child is 3. The number of balloons for one child is 3. So what about for 9 children? The number for 9 children is, we are going to multiply 9 times 3. Okay, 9 times 3, boys and girls, the answer is 27 balloons. The answer is 27 balloons. So it means that we have got 27 balloons for 9 children. Therefore our ratio will be 9 to 27, or 9 to 27 with a colon, or 9 over 27. So you can express your ratio in any of those ways. You can express your ratio in any of those ways. So boys and girls, if you have got any questions, you can SMS me using the line 0970703139. Okay, if there's any question that you haven't understood before I go to the next topic, I've seen someone has sent an SMS. Let me read before we go to the next topic. Okay, this one says, what's the answer there? I don't know which question you're referring to. You have just asked what's the answer there, so I don't know which question. So you can see that for number 1A, there's 25 to 15. So if you want, you can pick this one as your answer. Maybe that's the question there. You can pick this one as the answer. Okay, 25 to 15. This one can be your answer. I've just given you different methods of how you can write the ratios. I've just given you different ways on how you can write the ratios. So if you want, you can pick this one. It will be your answer. If you want, you can pick this one. If you want, you can pick that one. So you choose whichever you want. Okay, you choose whichever you want. All right. So let's go to the next topic, boys and girls. Our next topic is proportion. Our next topic is proportion. I hope you are following. Okay, I hope you are following, and I'll be glad for you to participate, okay, for you to be part and parcel of this class. All right. So boys and girls, in proportion, what is proportion? What is proportion? So this answer is when two quantities increase or decrease in the same ratio, a proportion is formed. Okay? When two quantities increase or decrease in the same ratio, okay, the same ratio, a proportion is formed. Okay, when two quantities increase or decrease in the same ratio, a proportion is formed. When two quantities increase or decrease in the same ratio, a proportion is formed. All right, so let me pick this example. Okay, you can say for example, Chola's pancake recipe with the ratio 3:2 flour to milk. Flour to milk makes enough pancakes for four people. Okay, enough pancakes for 4 people. Okay, if Chola wants to make enough pancakes for 12 people, okay, if Chola wants to make enough pancakes for 12 people. Okay, which is 3 times more than the 4 people. The 4 people, the amount of flour and milk has to increase. Okay, has to increase in the same ratio. Okay, it has to increase in the same ratio. All right, so boys and girls, if you have got any questions, or you can SMS me using the line 0970703139. Okay, so if you are still behind, boys and girls, we're just from looking at ratio. Okay, we have explained on how we can find ratio. So now we've moved on to proportion. So I know a number of students out there, you still have challenges when it comes to proportion. So I want you to follow very closely. Okay, so when 2 quantities increase or decrease in the same ratio, a proportion is formed. When 2 quantities increase or decrease in the same ratio, a proportion is formed. What does it mean, boys and girls? When 2 quantities, for example, we have an example here, Chola's pancake recipe with the ratio 3:2 flour to milk makes enough pancakes for 4 people. If Chola wants to make enough pancakes for 12 people, what must she do? Okay, so boys and girls, we know that for 4 people, Chola uses the proportion for flour to milk in the ratio 3:2. Okay, so for 4 people, she has to use the ratio 3:2. What about if she wants to make enough pancakes for 12 people? What is she going to do? If she wants to make enough pancakes for 12 people, what is she going to do? So boys and girls, let's go to our solution. Okay, we go to our solution. Okay, so boys and girls, you must understand that for 4 people is 3:2. Now, for 12 people, it means that she has to make enough pancakes which are 3 times more than the 4 people. She has to make pancakes which are 3 times more. Okay, 3 times more than for 4 people. So meaning that, boys and girls, if we are going to get the answer 12, what do we multiply with? We multiply 4 times 3. We multiply 4 times 3 in order for us to get the answer 12. All right. So now, there we have got 3:2. The ratio 3:2, which is for 4 people. Now, for us to get the ratio for 12 people, what are we going to do? It means we are going to multiply 3 times 3. Okay, we are going to multiply 3 times 3. Again, we are going to multiply 2 times 3. Okay, I want you to follow. We are going to multiply 3 times 3. Again, we are going to multiply 2 times 3. So there we are going to multiply 3 times 3. Okay, 2 times 3. Okay, why, boys and girls, are we multiplying 3 times 3? The reason why we are multiplying 3 times 3 is because Chola has to make enough pancakes for 12 people. Okay, Chola has to make enough pancakes for 12 people, and we know that for us to get 12, okay, the first one is 4. Now for us to get 12, it means we have to multiply 4 times 3. We have to multiply 4 times 3 for us to find 12. It's the reason why I'm multiplying by 3 this side, even that side I'm multiplying by 3 for us to get the number 12. I hope you are following. Okay, so 3 times 3, boys and girls, the answer is 9. 3 times 3, the answer is 9. And then 2 times 3, the answer is 6. 2 times 3, the answer is 6. So boys and girls, it means that Chola has to needs to have flour which is in the ratio 9 to 6 for her to make enough pancakes for 12 people. She has to have flour which is in the ratio 9 to 6, which is for 12 people. I hope you are following, boys and girls. All right, so now let's go to our examples. Let's go to our examples. If you have got any questions, boys and girls, the line for your SMSs is 0970703139. Okay, I hope I can rub this side. I believe you are done. They can rub. Okay, so for those who are still behind, we are looking at proportion. We are looking at proportion. All right, so our line, our SMS line is 0970703139. 0970703139. So for our GMF online classes, they are running on Facebook, and those who want to be part and parcel grade 8, grade 10 and grade 11 classes, you can join. Okay, you can join. Enrollments are still on and you are most welcome. All right, so let's go to our examples. Okay, examples. All right, so the first one says the number of girls born at a certain hospital is in direct proportion. Okay, it's in direct proportion to the number of boys born there. Okay, the number of girls, born in 1 month. In 1 month is 15, and the number of boys born is 18. Okay, write the ratio. Write the ratio of baby girls to the number of baby boys in 1 year. Okay. Number 2, Mulungushi plans to buy 2 liters of cool drink for every 3 guests. For every 3 guests at her party. Okay. Complete the table using direct proportion. Complete the table using direct proportion. All right, so let me draw the table. Okay, so the table, boys and girls, is this one. Okay. So boys and girls, you are free to participate. If you have got any questions, you are free to participate by SMS using the line 0970 okay 703139. Okay, so boys and girls, this is our table. All right, so there we go now. So on top we have got number of guests. Okay, then liters of cool drink. I hope you can see. Let me just write them down properly. Cool drink. Okay, number of guests. Okay, then there our table can increase a bit. All right, so we have got 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 and 27. Okay, we go to the last example for today, which is in the whole of grade 6, the ratio of boys to girls is 3:4. Okay, if there are 80 girls, okay, in grade 6, how many boys are there? Okay, so how many boys are there? So boys and girls, if you've got any questions, SMS me using the line 0970703139. Our GMF online classes are on Facebook. That is Goca, Muhuyu and Fountain Gate classes. So you have got grade 8, grade 10 and grade 11 classes. Okay, so you are free to enroll by contacting the line that is on your screen. Okay, so boys and girls, let's go to our last examples for today. All right, so number 1 says the number of girls born at a certain hospital is in direct proportion to the number of boys born there. The number of girls born in 1 month is 15 and the number of boys born is 18. Write the ratio of baby girls to the number of baby boys in 1 year. Okay, so this is our these are our answers, boys and girls, solutions. So now, boys and girls, let's understand the question together. The question says, the number of girls born at a certain hospital is in direct proportion to the number of boys born there. The number of girls born in 1 month is 15. So, the number of girls born there is what? 15, okay? And the number of boys is 18. So our ratio is 15 to 18 in 1 month. Okay, so our ratio is 15 to 18 in 1 month. Write the ratio of baby girls to the number of baby boys in 1 year. So, boys and girls, what are we going to do for us to find the answer? This is the ratio in what? For 1 month. Now let's find the ratio for 1 year. 1 year, boys and girls, we know that in 1 year there are 12 months, right? We know that in 1 year there are 12 months. So for us to find the answers, boys and girls, we are going to multiply 15 times 12. 15 times 12, boys and girls, I want you to find the answer for me there. 18 times 12. So both sides, boys and girls, we are going to multiply by 12. Why? Because we know that in a year there are 12 months. In a year there are 12 months. So for us to find the total number of boys and girls born in that particular hospital, we need to multiply by 12 both sides. So can you find the answers for me? Okay, and find the real. Okay, can you find the final answer for me? I'm waiting. The line to SMS for SMSing is 0970703139. Okay, let's go to number 2. We go to number 2. So boys and girls, for number 2, the question says Milupi plans to buy 2 liters of cool drink for every guest. Okay, he plans to buy 2 liters of cool drink. So we know that 2 liters is for how many guests? For every 3 guests. 2 liters is for every 3 guests. Okay? At her party. So complete the table using direct proportion. So for number of guests, boys and girls, we know that this is 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 27. Right. Now, for every 3 guests, Milupi plans to buy 2 liters. Okay. Now, since here we have got 6 guests, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Okay. We know that for 2 liters is for 3 guests. So for 6 guests, we are going to multiply. Okay. We are going to multiply 3 times. We are going to multiply what, boys and girls? So 2 liters is for 3 guests, meaning that there we can even put X. Okay. For 6 guests. We can put X for 6 guests. Then we can cross multiply like that. 3 times X, boys and girls, is 3X is equals to 2 times 6, it's 12. Okay? Then we can divide now. There it's by 3. There we divide by 3. So our X is equals to what? 3 into 12 boys and girls, 3 to 12 is 4. So it means that for 6 girls, he will buy 4 liters. Okay, for 6 girls, he will buy 4 liters. Now, boys and girls, we know that Mulungushi buys 2 liters for every 3 girls. Okay. Now, we know that for 6 girls, he has to buy 4 liters. What about for 9 girls? Meaning that 3 more girls have been added to 6 and they have become 9. So, where there is, we know that he buys 2 liters for every 3 girls. So, meaning that since there are only 3 girls who have been added to 6 and has become 9, so it means that even here where there is 4, we are going to add 2 liters. Why? Because 2 liters is for 3 girls, and we know that 3 girls have been added to make 9. So when we add 2 liters there, it becomes 6. Okay, I hope you are following. When we add 2 liters there, it becomes 6. Again, boys and girls, we must understand that 3 more girls have been added there. 3 more girls have been added, meaning that another 2 liters will be added to 6. Therefore, the answer will be 8. Okay, the answer will be 8. Again, boys and girls, 3 more girls have been added, and the numbers become 15. So, from 15 boys and girls, it means that the 2 liters that we have for 3 girls, we are going to add 2 to 8 to make the number what? 10. Since we've added 2 liters to 8, it has become 10. Again, 3 more girls have been added. Okay, and the number has become 18. So we know that since for 3 girls, he has to buy 2 liters. Therefore, we are going to add 2 to 10 to make the number 12. All right. Now, boys and girls, we must understand that from 18 to 27, there are not 3 girls who have been added there. All right. How many girls have been added there, boys and girls? If you check, if we add 3 girls, it will give us 21. Another 3 girls, 24. Another 3 girls, 27. So we know that from 18 to 27, about 9 girls have been added. Okay, so we know that 2 liters is for 3 girls. Okay, 2 liters is for 3 girls. What about for 9 girls, boys and girls? What about for 9 girls? We don't know, so we put X there. Then you cross multiply. 3 times X is 3X is equals to 2 times 9 is 18. Okay, over 3 over 3. These two divide each other, then X is equals to 3 into 18, boys and girls. What is 3 into 18? 3 into 18, boys and girls, the answer is 6. Okay, so it means that 6 more liters were added. So if we add 6 to 12, the answer will be 18. The answer will be 18. I hope you are following, boys and girls. I hope you are following. All right, so the answer will be 18, meaning that we are done with the table. All right, we are done with the table. Now we go to number 3. So this was for number 1, then this one is the answer for number 2, and then let's go to number 3 now. All right, in the whole of grade 6, the ratio of boys to girls is 3 to 4. In the whole of grade 6, the ratio of boys to girls is 3 to 4. If there are 80 girls in grade 6, how many boys are there? So, boys and girls, we know that the ratio of boys to girls is 3 to 4. Okay? The ratio of boys to girls is 3 to 4. Now, we know that here we don't know the number of boys. We don't know the number of boys, but we know the number of girls. So what do? We can put B there for the number of boys. And then we know that the number of girls is 80. Okay? The number of girls is 80. So boys and girls, for us to get 80 there, okay, the ratio is 3 to 4. 4 is for the girls and 3 is for the boys. Then 8 is for the girls and 4 is for the girls as well. So for them to get the answer 80, what did they do? Or what did they multiply with? What did they use to multiply with 4 in order for them to get 80? They multiplied by what? By 20. Okay? Because if you multiply 20 times 4, you get 80. 20 times 4, you get 80. So the same 20 which they have used to multiply this side is the same 20 that you are going to use to multiply even that side. So we are going to say 3 times 20, the answer is 60. 3 times 20, the answer is 6. Therefore, we have 60 boys. Therefore, we have 60 boys. Boys and girls, if you want to prove whether the answer is correct, you can just do this, 60 to 80. Okay? With dividing, you can cancel this 0 and that 0. Look for a number that goes in 6 and in 8. What is that number? We can use 2. So 2 into 6 is 3. 2 into 8, it's 4. Have you seen, boys and girls, that it has taken us back to the original ratio, which is 3 to 4. So the answer, boys and girls, is 60 boys. All right, let me check if at all there are any SMSs which you have sent. Okay, let me check. All right, okay. So this one says, sir, what is direct proportion? Sir, what is direct proportion? So, my friend, direct proportion is when two quantities increase or decrease in the same ratio. Okay, if two quantities increase or decrease in the same ratio. For example, okay, I gave an example of the ratio of sow to piglets. I said 1 sow is equals to how many piglets? 6 piglets. Okay, 1 sow is equals to 6 piglets. Now, for example, if there are 2 sows, okay, if there are 2 sows, what are we going to do for us to find the answer? It means that this is direct proportion. As the one quantity is increasing, even the other quantity has to increase also. So here you will see that we have 2 sows, meaning that we are going to multiply 2 times 6. Then it will give us 12 piglets. Okay? So it has given us 12 piglets. So direct proportion is when one quantity increases, the other quantity increases as well. Okay, when one quantity increases, the other one increases as well. All right, so I hope I have answered your question. I hope you have answered your question. Boys and girls, the SMS line for you to SMS me is 0970703139. 0970703139. Our GMF on classes on Facebook. Please, for those who want to join, you can be part and parcel of those classes by contacting the lines that are scrolling on your screen. Okay, so boys and girls, stick around for another exciting subject in social studies. Okay, for now, it has been Mr. Darius Goca, and we will meet in the next class. You stick around and don't go away. Thank you.
And these are examples of crops that we grow in Zambia and the like.
Look at our algebraic expression.
Good afternoon, class. And these are examples of crops that we grow in Zambia and the livestock.
Look at our algebraic expression.
afternoon, class. And these are examples of crops that we grow in Zambia and the livestock.
Look at our geographic expression.
Good afternoon, class. And these are examples of crops that we grow in Zambia and the livestock.
Look at our geographic expression.
Good afternoon, class. And these are examples of crops that we grow in Zambia and the livestock.
Look at our geographic expression.
Good afternoon, class. And these are examples of crops that we grow in Zambia and the livestock.
Look at our geographic expression.
Good afternoon, class. And these are examples of crops that we grow in Zambia and the livestock.
Look at our geographic expression.
Good afternoon, class. And these are examples of crops that we grow in Zambia and the livestock.
Look at our geographic expression.
Good afternoon, class. And these are examples of crops that we grow in Zambia and the livestock.
Look at our geographic algebraic expression.
Good afternoon, boys and girls. Welcome to another exciting class. This is Mr. Darius Saka. Okay, so boys and girls, if you have got any questions, you can SMS me using the line 0970-703139. 70703139. All right, so boys and girls, in today's lesson we are going to look at the people of Central Province. We are going to look at the people of Central Province. So boys and girls, before we go to that, I remember last time we started looking at the people of Zambia. We started looking at the people of Zambia, and then boys and girls, I remember telling you to say that the population of Zambia as at now stands at about 18 million people. That's about 18 million people. And then I said that the people of Zambia came from different locations. Some came from Zaire, which is called DR. Others came from America. Others came from India. Others came from South Africa. Okay, and still others came from different parts of the world. Okay, so boys and girls, I also said that Zambia has adopted English as the official language. Zambia has adopted English as the official language. All right, so boys and girls, I remember saying that we also have about more than 72 ethnic groups. We have more than 72 ethnic groups. Okay, so I also said that we have got 6 main languages in Zambia. We have got 6 main languages that we use in Zambia. That is Tonga. Okay, we use Tonga. We also use Chewa. Okay, we also use Lozi. We also use Kaonde. Okay, so we use Bemba, Tonga, Chewa, Lenje, and Kaonde. Even Lunda as well. All right, so those are some of the points that we discussed last time, boys and girls. So for today, boys and girls, we are looking at the people of Central Province. We are looking at the people of the Central Province. So boys and girls, you must understand that the indigenous people, okay, or the indigenous language that is used in Central Province, indigenous language used in Central Province is Lenje. Okay, so meaning that the Lenje people are the ones who are the owners of this province. Okay, the Lenje speaking people are the ones who are the main people of this province. Okay, so we all their chief is called Chief Mukuni. Okay, their chief is called Chief Mukuni. All right, so boys and girls, you must understand that the chief of the Lenje speaking people is called Chief Mukuni. Is called Chief Mukuni. Okay, so we must also understand that Bemba language is also widely used. Is widely used, especially in Kawe Town. Okay, in Kawe Town, that's where most of the Bemba is used. Okay, so other tribes, boys and girls, that are found in the province are Tonga, Nyanja, Swaka, and Lala. Okay, so other tribes used in the province are Tonga, Okay, Swaka. We have got Tonga, Swaka, Nyanja, and Lala. These are some of the tribes that are used. Okay, let's look at their traditional ceremony. Okay, traditional ceremonies. All right, traditional ceremonies found in Central Province. So you must understand, boys and girls, that the Kaondes celebrate a ceremony called Musaka Jikuvi. Okay, the Kaondes celebrate a ceremony called Musaka Jikuvi. Musaka Jikuvi in September. All right, they celebrate a ceremony called Musaka Jikuvi in September. All right, the Visa, Swaka, and Lala celebrate a festival called Ichimbwela in September also. Okay, the Visa, Swaka, and Lala celebrate a ceremony called Inchimbwela. Okay, Inchimbwela. In September. Okay, Inchimbwela in September. Okay, the Lenje celebrate a ceremony called Kulamba Kubwalo. Okay, the Lenje celebrate a ceremony called Kulamba Kubwalo. Okay, they celebrate a ceremony Kulamba Kubwalo in October. Okay, in October. This the Lenje celebrate this ceremony is done to celebrate the achievements of their chief and also celebrate the harvest. Okay, so it is done to celebrate the achievements okay, the achievements of their chief, okay, the achievements of their chief, and also and the harvest. Okay, and the harvest. The Visa, Swaka, Lala, and Lamba celebrate a ceremony called Ichibwela Mushi. Okay, so the Visa, Swaka, Lala, and Lamba celebrate a ceremony called Ichibwela Mushi. Okay, So this is the ceremony for the Visa, Swaka, and Lamba. Okay. So they celebrate this event as a thanksgiving for the safe return from their territory homes, or from their temporary homes in the fields. Okay. So they celebrate this ceremony, okay, as a thanksgiving, all right, as a thanksgiving for the safe return, for the safe return, okay, for the safe return from their temporary homes, from their temporary homes, okay, from their temporary homes in the fields where the people stay during the planting season, from the so they celebrate this ceremony as a thanksgiving for the safe return from their temporary homes in the fields, okay, in the fields where people stay, okay, during the planting season. All right, so that's it, boys and girls, for the people of Central Province. Okay, so let me explain the notes one by one. All right, so the indigenous language used in Central Province is Lenje. Okay, the indigenous language used in Central Province is Lenje. So boys and girls, if we talk about the word indigenous, what does it mean? It means that this is the main language, okay, that is found in Central Province, or these are the main people of Central Province, and they use the language Lenje. Though we have got different other tribes that are found in Central Province. For example, we have got the Bemba language, which is widely used, especially in Kabwe town. Bemba language is widely used, especially in Kabwe town. Okay, so boys and girls, you must understand that the chief of the Lenje people is called Chief Mukuni. He is called Chief Mukuni. That the chief of the Lenje people is called Chief Mukuni. Other tribes that are found in the province are Tonga, Swaka, Nyanja, and Lala. Okay, so like any other province, boys and girls, you must understand that nowadays people have migrated from in different areas in order for them to look for jobs. So as a result, they go there with the different tribes, okay? They go there with different languages. So as a result, there's a mixture in the languages that they speak. But the main language that is for Central Province is Lenje, okay? The main language for Central Province is Lenje. Let's look at the traditional ceremonies, okay? So the Kaondes celebrate a ceremony called Musaka Jikubi in September, okay? So this is September September, boys and girls, I believe this is the month in which this ceremony is taking place, which is September. All right, so they celebrate a ceremony called Musaka Jikubi in September. Okay, and then the Visa, Swaka, and Lala celebrate a ceremony called Ichimbwela. They celebrate a ceremony called Ichimbwela in September as well. Okay, so I believe these two ceremonies take place in the same month. All right, so boys and girls, you must also understand that the Lenje celebrate a ceremony called Kulamba Kubwalo. They celebrate a ceremony called Kulamba Kubwalo in October, okay, which is next month. So they celebrate a ceremony called Kulamba Kubwalo in October, which is next month. It is done to celebrate the achievements of their chief. Okay, so whatever the chief has achieved in that particular season or in that particular year, the Lenje speaking people gather together to celebrate this ceremony. Okay, so it is done to celebrate the achievements of their chief and the harvest. Whatever they have harvested in their fields, they have to celebrate for that. Okay, I believe celebrate even for they thank God for the good rains or for the good harvest during this ceremony. All right, so boys and girls, let's look at the Visa, Swaka, Lala, and the Lamba celebrate a ceremony called Ichimbwela Mushi. They celebrate a ceremony called Ichimbwela Mushi. Okay, so they celebrate this ceremony as a thanksgiving for the safe return from their temporary homes in the fields where the people stay during the planting season. Okay, so there's a season when these Swaka, Lala, and Lamba go into the fields to plant. Okay, so in those fields where they build temporary homes. Okay, so once they come back from those fields, they have to celebrate this event called Ichibwela Mushi in order for them to thank God for their safe return. All right, so boys and girls, this is what we have for the people of Central Province. Okay, this is what we have for the people of Central Province. If you have got any questions, boys and girls, you can SMS me using the line 0970-703139. You can SMS me using the line 0970-703139. Remember our GMF online classes, that is Goca, Mubuyu, and Fountain Gate classes are on, okay, on Facebook. So please, boys and girls, contact the line that is on your screen in order for you to be part and parcel of these classes. All right, so let's look at the people of Copper Belt Province. We look at the people of Copper Belt, Copper Belt Province. All right, the people of Copper Belt Province. All right, so boys and girls, you must understand that the major local languages spoken in the Copper Belt are Bemba, Nyanja, Lunda, Luvale, Kaonde, and a large mixture of others. Okay, so the main languages are Luvale, Kaonde. Okay, we have Luvale, Kaonde, Bemba. Right, we have got Bemba, and then we also have got Nyanja. All right, Nyanja, etc., meaning that there are other languages that are spoken there. So the main ethnic group in the Copper Belt Province is Lamba. Group in Copper Belt is Lamba. Okay, the main ethnic group there is Lamba. All right, so let's look at popular area of mines. Okay, so the population distribution is high is high along the area of mines, along the area of mines. The population distribution, boys and girls, is high along the area of mines, okay? In the northeast, that is in the northeast. The rest of the province has a medium population density of 5 to 18 people, okay? The rest of the province has a medium population distribution of 5 to 18 people, okay? The rest of the province has a medium population distribution of 5 to 18 people per square kilometer. Per square kilometer. All right? Per square kilometer. Okay, so let's look at traditional ceremonies. We look at traditional ceremonies. All right, let's look at the traditional ceremonies for the for the province. Okay, so the Lamba celebrate Chabalankata in November. Okay, the Lamba celebrate Chabalankata in November. Okay, they celebrate a ceremony called Chabalankata in November. Okay, they also celebrate a ceremony called Chitentamo or Sengele. Okay, they also celebrate a ceremony called, okay, they celebrate a ceremony called Chitentamo or Nsengele. In November. Okay, they celebrate a ceremony called Chitentamo or Nsengele in November. The ceremony is held to celebrate victory in tribal war. Okay, the ceremony is held to celebrate the victory in tribal war. Okay, all right, so the word Sengele means to celebrate, and the word Kununka describes the gunpowder. Okay, the word Nsengele means, okay, to celebrate, and the word kununka describes the gunpowder. Kununka describes the gunpowder. Okay, describes the gunpowder and smoke that could be seen, and smoke that could be seen, and smelt over the battlefield. All right, that could be seen and smelt over the battlefield. So boys and girls, if you have got any questions, the line for SMSs is 0970-703139. Okay, the line for SMSs is 0970-703139. All right, let me explain, boys and girls. So we are looking at the subtopic, which is the people of Copperbelt Province. The people of Copperbelt Province. So boys and girls, you must understand that the main languages that are found in Copperbelt are Lugale, Kaonde, Bemba, Nyanja, and so on, meaning that we have got many other languages in Copperbelt province. Okay, so the main ethnic group in Copperbelt is Lamba. The main ethnic group in Copperbelt is Lamba. Okay, so the population distribution is high along the area of mines. We know, boys and girls, that when people go for work, they have to go to the mines in order for them to look for work. Okay, so the area of the mines has got a high population distribution. The area of the mines has got a high population distribution. Why? Because a lot of people go to the mines for them to work. Okay, so the population distribution is high along the area of mines. The rest of the province has a medium population distribution of 5 to 18 people. Okay, so the other parts of the province, apart from the mine, has got a population distribution of 5 to 18 people, meaning that we don't have enough, many people in other parts of the province to compare to the mining area. Okay, so let's look at the traditional ceremonies, boys and girls. The Lamba celebrate Chawalankata in November. They celebrate Chawalankata in November. Okay, they celebrate a ceremony called Chawalankata in November. Okay, they also celebrate a ceremony called Chitentamo. They also celebrate a ceremony called Chitentamo or Sengele. Okay, they celebrate a ceremony called Chitentamo or Sengele. Okay, in November as well. Okay, the ceremony is held to celebrate the victory in tribal war. The ceremony is held to celebrate the victory in tribal war. Okay, so boys and girls, you must also understand that the word Sengele means to celebrate. The word Sengele means to celebrate, and the word Kununka describes the gunpowder and the smoke that could be seen and smelt over the battlefield. So as they celebrate this ceremony, okay, the word Sengele there means to celebrate, okay, and the word Kununka describes the battle, the gunpowder and the smoke that could be seen and smelt over the battlefield. All right, so boys and girls, in case you've missed on the people of Central Province, let me just go through. Okay, let me just go through. For those who have just joined us, we are looking at the people of Central Province earlier on, and I said the indigenous language used in Central Province is Lenje. Okay, the indigenous language used in Central Province is Lenje. And then the chief of the Lenje is called Chief Mukuni Ngombe. The chief of the Lenje is called Chief Mukuni Ngombe. So in case you've missed, boys and girls, the chief of the Lenje is called Chief Mukuni Ngombe. The Bemba language is widely used, especially in Kabwe town. You must understand that Bemba language is widely used, especially in Kabwe town. Other tribes used in the province are Tonga, Swaka, Nyanja, and Lala. Other tribes are Tonga, Swaka, Nyanja, and Lala. Okay, so let's look at traditional ceremonies, boys and girls. The Kaondes celebrate a ceremony called Musaka Jikubi. The Kaondes celebrate a ceremony called Musaka Jikubi in September. So this month, this ceremony is taking place. Okay, so the Riza, Swaka, and Lala celebrate a ceremony called Ichimbwela. Okay, the Riza, Swaka, and Lala celebrate a ceremony called Ichimbwela in September. So it's in the same month when these two ceremonies are being held. Okay, so boys and girls, the Lenje celebrate a ceremony called Kulamba Kubwalo. The Lenje celebrate a ceremony called Kulamba Kubwalo in October, which is next month. Alright, so it is done to celebrate the achievements of their chief and the harvest. So boys and girls, I said whatever the chief has achieved in that particular season or in that particular year, together with the harvest, okay, whatever they harvested in the fields will be celebrated, okay, during a ceremony called Kulamba Kubwalo. Okay, so the Riza, Swaka, Lala, and Lamba celebrate a ceremony called Ichimbwela Mushi. They celebrate a ceremony called Ichimbwela Mushi. Okay, they celebrate this ceremony as a thanksgiving for the safe return for their temporary homes in the fields where the people stay during the planting season. So boys and girls, I said that the Riza, Swaka, Lala, and Lamba at a particular point they go in the fields, okay, to prepare their land for planting, okay, and in those fields they build temporal homes. So once they return back or they come back from those fields, they have to celebrate this ceremony called Ichibwela Mushi. Okay, so I think for those who know Lamba, you can bear with me. Ichibwela Mushi simply means to come back into the village. Ichibwela Mushi means coming back into the village. That's what it means. Alright, so boys and girls, if at all you've got any questions, the SMS line is 0970703139. Let me check if at all we've got any SMSs. Alright. Okay, so this one says, dope boy, please, any language that, please can you mind the language that you use, okay? Mind the language that you use as you are sending your SMSs, it's very important, all right? So please mind the language that you use. Okay, so I can't read this SMS on air. Sorry, I just can't read because the language is not appropriate for our children. Okay, so this one says, sir, what does the word indigenous mean? What does the word indigenous mean? Okay, so remember I've talked about the ethnic groups. Okay, I've talked about the ethnic groups. So the ethnic groups, an ethnic group is more like the owner of that place. Okay, it's the same with the word indigenous. The word indigenous simply means these are the main people. Okay, I can put it like maybe they are the owners of the province, but they are not really the owners. Okay, but it's the language of that province. Okay, though we have got other languages that are found there, but this one is the main language. Lenje is the main language of that province. So I can say indigenous simply means the main language that is used in that province. Indigenous is the main language that is used in that province. So boys and girls, the SMS line is 0970703139. All right, so boys and girls, for those who want to join grade 8, grade 10 and grade 11 classes on Facebook, please, you are free to join. We are still enrolling for those classes. You can SMS or you can call the line that is on the screen, and people will be there to help you. Okay, if you are within Lusaka, we are enrolling for grade 1 from baby class actually up to grade 12. So you can be part and parcel of Goca, that is Gospel Outreach Christian Academy. For those who are in Chongwe, we have got Fountain Gate in Chongwe. For those who are in Siavonga, we have got we have got Muruyu School in Siavonga. So please, boys and girls, you enroll with us and you'll never go wrong. This has been Mr. Darius Daka. Until we meet tomorrow for another exciting class, it's goodbye and God bless you.